Hello, everybody. It is Friday, the 23rd of August. Now, a couple of the things I've come across during the last 2 days that I was already on a path of thinking. It just kind of reaffirmed a few things for me about what is happening at the moment. Now, let me get back to Jesus just for a short time, just to show you what is really happening there, because really people are preaching another Jesus, a wrong Jesus. That is not who he was. And I just want to show you a couple of things in Matthew that actually shows him, the way he was. And let's start with Matthew 12:48. 48. So he is inside a pub, basically, with his brethren. And then it says, while he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him. Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother, and who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples, and said, behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother. So there it shows very clearly that he did not honor the natural bonds that are between people in this world, the bond of a mother to her son, or a brother or sisters, whoever was out there, to their sibling. Yeah? He had gotten out of the natural bonds of this world, the way that energy naturally flows from one to another in this world. And those that were family were those that are of the same intention. Yeah, they're trying to achieve something. And that makes them family. But that is not the natural way. So his intention is to serve his Father who is in heaven. Folks, really make that very clear in your head. That is not of this world. That is alien to this world. Yeah, let's use alien means different from us. That is different from us. And the way they were organizing themselves, forming a family, was in a way not natural to this world. Yeah? So that's the first thing that you should clearly see. I don't know, people are, oh, it's God and it's in heaven, and not thinking about what it would be like if that were a reality. If you were to experience this here and now, what would you actually experience? Yeah? I don't know, basically there's a group of young guys in the pub plotting the coming of a kingdom. Yeah, and detached from any affection for their own families or anything like that. If you were to experience this right now as a reality, how would you feel about that? If you were stood outside the pub witnessing this, how would you feel about that? Because that is then the truth that you can see. Anyway, the other one was Matthew 15:26. And I always like that story, and I like the woman in that story. She's a clever girl. She's one of my favorite characters in the Bible. She really is. 15:26 to 28. So 15:26. Right. right here. So he is out with his brethren again. And then in verse 22, and behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast, and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil. So that's a Canaan woman. She's not a Hebrew. So, but he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she cries after us. So he's ignoring her. Here, there is your filled with compassion, Jesus. Yeah, that would ignore a mother crying out for her child to be healed, for her daughter to be healed. There's your Jesus, filled with compassion, gives to all. No, he does not. Bloody well, he does not. She was a Canaan woman and she was not receiving. Yeah? But he answered and said, I am not sent unto the lost sheep. No, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Folks, hang that over your bed. Yeah? Write it out and hang it over your bed and look at it when you're on your knees in the evening. I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of Israel. He did not come for you. Yeah? Meditate on that when you're on your knees. Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. She was on her knees by then, okay? And what does he say? But he answered her and said, It is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to dogs. He is referring to her as a dog. Let that sink in, folks. Let it sink in. And she said, Truth, Lord, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from the master's table. Then Jesus answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. So her daughter was healed. And I said, she was a clever woman. I love her. I really do love her. You know, Jesus might be up in the cloud, doing the will of his alien father, but she had a knowledge of people. She was in this world and she knew people. Because when she said this about, receiving crumbs of the master's table and referring to herself as a dog, she was referring to herself. And then Jesus answered, oh, you have got great faith. Yeah? You see yourself correctly. Now, when she said that, and I said she had knowledge of this world, she was not appealing to his compassion. Absolutely not. Because she knew rightly there was none there for her. She was appealing to his pride and his vanity. Yeah? By referring to herself as a dog. And he did bite. Oh yes, his vanity and his pride were tickled. No end. That's what happened there. Folks, there are 144,000 that will go into the Borg cube. And they will be written in his book of life. Yeah? They are of his ancestry. They are those that are of Abraham, or straight line of Abraham. Straight line of Abraham, that's what he said. And he said even to the Pharisees, even to those in the temple, you are not of Abraham. So even they were not included. And you are not. At best, you are the dogs outside that will get the crumbs. That is where you're going. He was not filled with compassion for all. He had compassion, and tons of compassion, but only for those that were of his brethren. Yeah? And that is determined, well, I would say mostly by DNA. And then the willingness to have absolute tunnel vision on that outcome and serve that outcome. That is it. And the outcome is to bring the kingdom of the Father. Again, folks, get out of the clouds, get out of fuzzy mysticism stuff. No, see it as a reality, because it will create a reality. And put it in words you would put it now. There's a small elite, yeah, getting enlightened knowledge or whatever, great power, yeah, and the rest of you will get crumbs if you're lucky. That is total elitism, and that's what you're praying for. Bring it down to earth. You know, right now and here, you know how you would feel about that. How you would think about that. Yeah? This is talking about creating a reality. It will be a reality. So think about it as if it were real. And then you know your own truth about this. But that is it. He was a sower that sowed a seed. And then Paul went and sowed that same seed onto the Gentiles. Not the knowledge of the Father, but that Jesus will come and save you. Yeah? He must come and save you. Again, you must be the subservient part. You must be the subservient part to the narcissist in the Borg cube. And it is creating a mindset, and honestly, it is creating the sheep. It is creating a person. Really snap out of it. You are more than that. Right, now, this is where we don't want to go, and I'm wondering, I really want to start concentrating on where we do want to go. Now, yesterday I was watching the Inspired channel. That was the other thing that came up, and there was something else came up about Stonehenge. That was report on the BBC. Now let's start with this. If you say this world, and I do believe this world to be a living organism, that is the entire world. Yeah? One living organism. And I think there is knowledge stored in this world. Yeah, but if everything is consciousness, I think the rock of this world is a bit far out, but the rock of this world is the store of knowledge. Now, what they said about Stonehenge was, they were talking about the middle altar stone that was actually transported 500 miles from Scotland down to, that's next to Salisbury, what is that? Dorset. Is it still Dorset? I don't know, in that area anyway. So why would you transport? There's plenty of stones. The other stones came from Wales. It's closer by. So why would you transport a stone all the way from Scotland? Because there was something about that stone, a property in that stone that would work a certain thing. And that would become the centerpiece, whatever was in that stone. So I was thinking that Stone Age people actually had the truer knowledge of this world. They were connected to the rock. Again, and that is the actual knowledge of this world. They were connected to the rocks. And then they had the true knowledge, the true technology that we have lost. But as I said, I really think there is knowledge in this world that we need to reconnect to. And that is then being connected to our own body, that is our own greater body, that is the world, not just our separated body. Now, yesterday on the Inspired channel, a woman called Patty Greer and was working with crop circles all the time. And she had one crop circle there that depicted the picture of a grey. It was a picture of a grey, looked like it. And beside it a disc. And on the disc was a message in binary code that could be read. Yeah? And again, the message, and it came in the summer after 9/11, that message became visible. Beware of the bearers of false gifts and their broken promises. Much pain, but still time. Believe there is good out there. We oppose deception. And then conduit closing. I hope it's not closed yet. See, that is something I keep hearing. The heavens are not all bad. My instinct at the moment would be to close myself off completely. Well, from the heavens anyway. Yeah? And I think most people should close themselves off from the heavens because they are no longer of any sound judgment of what it is they're talking to. If your judgment is honestly through that Bible teaching, I am a dog and everything up there is so much better and I might be getting some crumbs whilst they become the masters. If that is actually the image of yourself and where you should be going, then really you should not connect to the heavens. Yeah, you should definitely close yourself off because you're not fit to get into a conversation with anybody. But, as I said, I hear the heavens are not all bad. And anyway, Patty Greer also said that these crop circles do not originate, they're not man-made, most of them anyway, there are obviously fakes out there. But, and she doesn't think they come from above, but that they come from inside of the earth. It's the earth itself, sending a message to the guys on the surface, like us, that are running around like headless chicken and no longer knowing what they are or where they're going. And then I was thinking that, what is happening at the moment with the Earth's magnetic field going down, and we are increasingly exposed to cosmic rays, bringing information. Is that actually information that is coming? And that information is received by the earth itself. It goes into the earth. Yeah? And then out of the earth coming to us. And I think that would be, there are people now, I think, that can receive directly. And I think Jesus did receive directly. And again, detached from the knowledge of the earth. Yeah? Detached from earthly living, detached from being a human being, which is something that is of this earth. Yeah? So, for us, I don't know if this has to happen. If the field has to come down, or if it is actually us wanting it to come down. Whatsoever you ask for in prayer, we want it to come down. A lot of them do. We want to connect to I don't know where. So I'm kind of thinking that might be what is bringing the field down. The other thing that makes me think that is when you look at the pole shift, yeah, in the beginning it was like zigzagging for a while. What is that? Yeah, it was going this way and then that way and then it went into a spiral downwards, just down. So it seems it was dithering for a while there. Why would the magnetic pole be dithering if it's just pure driven by energy, if there's not something else there that is influencing it, like thought, like emotions, like, it doesn't seem to me just an energy. I don't think energy dithers. Anyway, So I really think it is us that is bringing it down. And then what do we do with this? If it can no longer be stopped, what do we do with this? And this is the last thing I want to say. We are playing out in this world already the possibilities, and we are creating judgments. Yeah, I don't think most people are aware of what is happening and the connection. Again, they're not connecting the dots. They're either up in heaven or they're down on earth. They're like there's no connection. There is every connection. So there is this thing that we're doing at the moment. As I said, we're letting everybody in, all the aliens into our countries. That's other humans from other countries. And we have, many are speaking a judgment now, saying there should not be uncontrolled immigration, but controlled immigration. Yeah, bring those into your country that can integrate with your country and that can be beneficial to your country and that will become citizens of your country that can work connections with everybody else and not separate and in opposition to what is already there, naturally, culturally already there. So there's a judgment. And again, as below, so above. And then there's the question, how would we work controlled immigration, letting the aliens in a controlled way, letting thoughts in a controlled way, without standing there and opening ourselves up to all, because that is what many do. Yeah, and then just going by the perception of, again, I'm a dog, everything out there is so much greater, their knowledge is so much greater, I must just regurgitate whatever is being beamed into my head and proclaim it as the only truth. I think, now that's my thought, I'm getting far out here, but I know it, I am, but if the earth receives the information and then gives it to us, so we are not the direct recipients, but the earth has got the knowledge of all, and that is all life on earth, not just us, and we're not the only thing here. Then the decision or the knowledge that should be given should come out of the earth. And if we are running around, I'm doing as I'm told, then do as you're told by the earth, not by something out there that you don't know what it is. So I think this is where we must go back to the knowledge of the earth and the wisdom of the earth. I mean, this place has sustained life, all manners of life, for thousands and thousands of years. And you're trampling around saying, oh, this is nothing. It is greatness. It has so much knowledge, it is unreal. Then this is where we should gain our knowledge from and get our directions from what to do next, by reconnecting to the earth. And let us, the earth, tell us what to do next and how to do it. As I said, maybe we can no longer stop it. Maybe it does happen naturally every so few thousand years that the fields come down and we do gain knowledge. But really we must have wisdom about what it is we're connecting to. And then really, what is it you want? Do you want life? Do you want the continuation of life on this earth? Then according to that, you must choose what is actually good for life. I mean, Jesus did not choose what was good. Coming back to him now, that was not what was good for life. It was what was good for the few, And he did not even value his own life. Yeah, you can be a willing sacrifice. Doesn't matter, as long as it serves, again, the higher intention of whatever's in that Borg cube. So there we go. I think that is where the crossroads where we're at. Whether we stay true to ourselves, and if something comes in, it needs to be according to us. We should not be open to all. We need to find a way to restrict the light. Yeah? But again, it is whatever they're telling you, you should do the opposite. Because at the moment, from all angles, you're being told, well, this is nothing. Disconnect from this. The sinfulness of the flesh in this world, Satan is the ruler of this world, but bloody nonsense. This is all evil. Out there is light. You must expand to out there. Let everything in. Know that it's so much greater than you. Wind your brain up to the highest frequency that you can possibly get out of the low frequencies. You are being driven in that way. And I really think we must stop. First of all, we must stop. Stop dead. Stop doing that. And then rethink ourselves to a clear understanding what is actually happening here, so that we can ask in prayer, or we can believe on something based on facts. Yeah? Not on, there's a fluffy God in heaven that loves you all so much, when even his son on earth did not. Absolutely not. Anyway, folks, here, that was a lot. And I leave it at that for today. And I talk to you again soon. Bye.